Okay, so I'm at base camp tonight. I'm at Let's Golf in Hawley, and today's tip is going to be the right leg, your trail leg. Do you keep it bent or does it straighten during your backswing? Okay, so the right leg, the trail leg, its function during the backswing. Does it stay flexed or does it straighten? Okay, I'm going to use my KMOTION 3D system, and I've got a sensor at the back of my pelvis here. Okay, and that's going to show you, as you can see from the avatar, my pelvis and how it's tilting. Okay, that's got a relevance to this because it's going to allow me to show you and demonstrate how my right leg is going to be actually straightening, okay? So if my right leg is straightening, that means my right hip, okay, or the right side of my pelvis is going to be moving up as my left side of my pelvis is moving down in the backswing, okay? That's going to allow me to load my right hip joint internally, okay? And then that's going to allow me to then to move and orientate my pelvis correctly on the forward, the down and forward swing into the finish position. Okay, so let me demonstrate to you here the movement and the motion of the right leg and how you should be straightening that right leg in your backswing. Okay, so let's just make sure that we don't get confused here. When I say straightening, that means the flex, I'm losing flex gently. Okay, I'm not going to be hyperextending and straightening and locking that right knee out. I'm going to let it slightly start to straighten into my backswing and let that right hip lift a little bit into my backswing, and that will mean that my left hip, my lead hip, will drop down a little bit. So to demonstrate then here on the K-vest, so as my left knee starts to work down a little bit and I pressure into my left toe and my left hip works down to push my right hip up to work right hip joint internally, okay, to get into that top of backswing position and that fully loaded internal right hip joint. Okay, and I can feel that pressure, I can feel that squeeze in the muscles there on the outside of my right hip, and I can certainly feel it in my left hip as well. So we're not talking about the tilt in the pelvis. Obviously we need to maintain that forward tilt in the pelvis as we're doing this move. I'm just demonstrating to you here how the right leg should be straightening slightly in your backswing. So here we go again. And as I move through transition, I want to make sure I keep that right hip nice and high. And then as I rotate out the way, I don't want to be losing height in that right hip. That's one of the worst things you can do at the start of your downswing, is that right hip losing height, okay? We want to keep that right hip in that position as we work the pressure into the left toe and towards the left heel, okay? So top of backswing. Start of downswing, and then just before impact, the left hip is going to start to push up and out the way, which will allow me to bring the handle up and in through impact. Okay, so the right knee there for you. Hopefully its function explained. There you can see it. The right leg should be straightening, okay? Demonstrated with the pelvic movement here with the KMOTION 3D. I hope you enjoyed that video. Enjoy your golf.